Good morning, everyone. Another edition of American Soccer Break. I have Rahi. I have Roy. So just, everyone knows this is an American soccer show. Roy, of course, has ancestry from somewhere else because he's wearing something else today.
Here it is, my friends. I just want to remind everyone on this call that I am a world champion. That's something you guys cannot say, and I am proud to hold that title. So I love my country, Argentina. I love my country, USA. I'm going to be wearing both from now on. Maybe I'll find a shirt that has it split down the middle, or one of those. My heart is in USA. My body is in.
Look, as long as you wear a shirt, Roy, I'm cool with that, man. Yeah, I don't think we're not that kind of program yet.
Keep that in mind. I was going to show you my chest tattoos of.
Yeah. Okay. All right. On that note, I think we need to move forward.
Next
I don't think that's the end of the show right now.
This is a kid show. Yeah. Talking about the U20s
are watching.
Yeah, today is a very young show. So
we are talking about the U20s today. So yeah, we got to watch out.
Watch out, Roy. Roy, keep your shirt on. So anyway, that's kind of a nice segue into our topic here, which is the US U20 World Cup starts next week, and we're gonna go and preview step by step each position here. And let us start with the goalies. What you guys think about this?
I'm just going to talk about the guy who's on the screen right there. Got great hair, first of all, and he's going to be a fantastic goalkeeper. Gaga Slonina, who's at Chelsea, who seems to come from this never-ending pipeline we have of fantastic goalkeepers. He's the next big thing. He's going to be fantastic. He's going to be one of the best goalkeepers in the world, I hope. He just has that feeling about him, the way he's playing, the fact that he's at a big club. I mean, who else should I be looking at, Roy?
First of all, you have never told me I have fantastic hair, and my hair is better than this guy, so I'm a little offended. Second, this pipeline, this never-ending pipeline you talk about, what are the great goalkeepers we have now? The guy on the bench in Arsenal, the guy on the bench in the championship, or the other bench player? So that I don't agree with that, but the player I was most excited about was Chris Brady, Chicago Fire. But unfortunately, the incompetent folks at the Chicago Fire refused to release him for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So now we have 3 goalkeepers who don't play first team minutes. So I'm a little worried, unlike you.
Yeah, it's the U20 World Cup. That's kind of how it goes. You generally don't have players playing first team minutes. That's sort of the...
These kids are 18, 19. Many of them are playing first team minutes. And goalkeeper, you want a guy that's starting for his club at goalkeeper. We had one. We won't have one for the World Cup. A little stressed out about that.
Okay, but let's be honest. He was starting at his club in MLS, and then he went to one of the biggest clubs in the world. Unfortunately, not one of the best clubs right now, and he's not starting at Chelsea. Let's be honest.
Fine, but it's form. It's form. It's about form. Goalkeepers is all mentality. It's all about the last game, how they did in that last game. This guy doesn't have a last game. This guy's been in the academy.
He's going to be fine. It's one of the strongest positions on this team.
I hope so.
All right, moving forward now to defenders. Here's what we got. Got some guys that showed up in some of the friendlies. What do you guys think?
I mean, I'll go first on this one.
Yeah, I like Jonathan Gomez. I thought he obviously got senior team minutes, and he looked good. I thought him and Cade Cowell combined really well together, and they're both on this roster. So I'm excited. He looked like he belonged, which is obviously the test, right? This is a U20 World Cup, and they're playing against underage players. It's going to be a bit different, but the fact that he belonged at the senior level, regardless of the fact it wasn't a very important friendly, is big. And he looked good.
Yeah, I'm also excited about Jonathan Gomez. He's a guy that's tipping the line between first team and these U20 and these Gold Cup type rosters. So I'm excited for him. I think he's going to have a breakout tournament. Caleb Wiley is another one I'm super pumped about. He's a starter, one of the few on this team that's a starter for their first team. And he's actually doing really well. He's doing really, really well for that Atlanta United team. So I'm pumped about that. I'm once again, hate to be a Debbie Downer, really disappointed the Galaxy did not release Jalen Neal. That is our starting center back. He is a great ball playing center back. He doesn't have the physicality, but he's super exciting on the ball. It's what we need.
Midfielders now. This is who we got. Who's sticking out for you guys?
Yeah, the one I want to see is Jack McGlynn because he's been so good in MLS, and his coaches talked him up. He's been good also in the CONCACAF Champions League. So I'm excited about what he can do. I just want to see him at this level. He'll probably be the leader of this midfield, don't you think, Roy?
I think so. He's not starter yet. He's kind of coming in and out of the lineup, but he's exciting. He's a really mature player for his age. So I really like him. He's not the one I'm most excited about, though. I think the one I'm most excited about, which is a weird one because he hasn't broken onto the scene in MLS yet, but for the U20 World Cup team and for the tournament we just played, for me, it's the guy pictured. This crazy looking guy. Look at this man. Look at him. He's freaking awesome looking. That's why I want my soccer players looking. So he's a menace on the field. He is really, really technical. He plays phenomenal balls. He's really good at the through balls. He's good at those low crosses, and he's just exciting to watch. Unfortunately, like I said, he hasn't done it yet for Salt Lake. But I think he's going to do it for this team and maybe get some attention from other teams around the world. He's a really exciting player.
So let's finish up here now. The forwards.
My boy.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty clean cut in terms of who everyone wants to watch here.
Cade Cowell, buddies. Cade Cowell. I am still a Cade Cowell stan, regardless of the fact that he hasn't ripped it apart for San Jose. He's still, for me, the most exciting winger/forward prospect that we have.
Yeah.
At that age group.
100%.
Yep. And I love how he played in that friendly. I wish he would replicate it more, but he has it. He has the talent.
That's the thing we keep talking about one game. Now it's one game where we saw him at the national team level, and
we were excited before
dominant.
that, Rocky. We were excited before that game even happened
for
a reason.
He
did it before.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like I don't get it because that game was one of those unique performances you don't see very often at the national team level. You don't see that. He just looked a different level.
Let's see how he does in that one. But okay, so now just moving on overall, what does success look like for this team as a whole? Rahi, why don't you kick it off?
Yeah, I think you have to win a knockout game. It's basically they've done some things in the past where they've made it to a quarterfinal. I think from a team perspective, you have to get out of the group and you have to go further than the senior team. Because I think by comparison, you are more advanced than the senior team is compared to the competition. You have good enough players at this stage. So, yeah, I think you have to – I'm talking quarterfinals, semifinals. That's success.
For me, anything less than quarterfinals, massive failure. Getting knocked out in the quarterfinals is a failure. Semifinals is a success. I think there's no real in between. I think if we get knocked out quarters, it's the same story. We've been there before. We've done it before. We need to make the semifinals. If we don't make the semifinals, it's not a step forward for U.S. soccer. That's my opinion. I'm sure many, many U.S. fans have that opinion as well. We need to be taking steps forward. And this is a strong team, man. This is a strong team. Don't let the fact that there's very few Euro players on there fool you. This is MLS Academy stepping it up big time, actually producing some players, and they're starting for their teams, quite a few of them. So anything before semis is a failure. Simple as that.
There's going to be one or two teams that emerge that we had no idea about that are fantastic. That's kind of the way it works. And if
we're going to be the ones, buddy. We are that team.
It could be us. It could be us.
That's fantastic.
100%. It could be us. But if we draw a team like that in the round of 16, it's difficult. But I think it could be us. We are a good team. I agree.
Yeah. I think the expectations need to be high, as you guys have both discussed, and looking forward to that kicking off next week. So speaking of someone who started at a very young age and now made it all the way to the top. Recently, Landon Donovan was inducted into the National Soccer Hall of Fame, and the greatest player in American soccer history, by far. I think there's no questioning that. So
cry, man. I'm gonna start crying.
I know. He just
So emotional. Why'd it have to be black and white too? Why do you got to do
Something
that?
about that picture too. I don't know. He just means so much.
It means
Show the picture
everything.
again. There it is.
Oh, get it away.
It's hard to
Jeez.
put into words how much he means to U.S. soccer. He's carried the sport here in ways that no one else will have to because he did it.
Yep.
He's just been an insane influence. And the cool thing really is where he is now. He's just this very thoughtful individual as well. And he's approached the game in a very unique way. I can think of, there's just so many Landon Donovan moments. Of course, the iconic one is that World Cup goal against Algeria. But there's so many others. And there's the goal against Mexico in the greatest victory that we've ever had at the World Cup in 2002. You can go on and on. There's a goal against Slovenia when we're down, and it's literally on his own from the right wing and then into the upper portion of the net. I mean, he's just
what a player, man. Oh, what a player.
And then the MLS Cups.
So
I mean, he's just And then the cool thing is he's ASO, right? He's also from our backyard. He's AYSO. He's from Southern California. He's from the Inland Empire. He had bleach blonde hair. He's just, there's a lot to connect with him.
I think it's like iconic is I think the most apt phrase. But so Roy, is there someone on the current team or in the current U20 team that we just talked about that can step into his reins? What do you think?
Listen, Landon is an icon. He will always be an icon. He's been a hero. He's carried this team. He's carried this sport in the United States. For that reason, I don't think we'll ever have a Landon Donovan. I think we will eventually have our first truly world-class superstar. Pulisic was close. A lot of people are saying Pulisic is better than Landon Donovan. I call BS. I think maybe from a technical perspective, he might be better, but impact, personality, what he means to the team, what he means to the game, not even freaking close. That's just my opinion. And it's hard for me to say if there's anyone out of the current roster, whether it's U20s, whether it's the main team, who could reach that. I still think Pulisic has a chance if he makes the right transfer right now coming in the summer. If he stays at Chelsea, forget about him being a big, important player on the caliber of Donovan. But if he makes the right move, becomes a champion with his team, actually makes a name for himself, becomes a captain for his club team, then comes and makes a difference for the U.S., then it's Christian Pulisic. I don't think there's anyone close to that caliber besides him.
Yeah, you make a good point. We are waiting for our first global superstar, a player who's elite. Landon wasn't that. Landon was just elite in his mentality and what he represented to U.S. soccer. And that's why I think he is better than Christian Pulisic. I think he will continue to be, unless Christian takes a huge jump, right? Because it's about showing up in the big, big, big moments the way Landon did. And Christian can do that. He has the ability. He's just struggled a bit with his club. I think he's at a moment in his career where we'll see. Either he's going to go to Landon levels, and that's going to happen soon, or he's going to be maybe Dempsey, like good, very, very good. Maybe be productive, maybe come back to MLS, etc. But I think that's where we are with Christian. The other guy I think who could be that, and this is interesting, is Gio Reyna. Not from an attitude perspective, but he has the technical ability to be a player. He does. He doesn't have the same mentality yet. But he
doesn't have an upward trajectory either, man. He's been mid, dropping. He's still dropping. He's not on that upward trajectory, and it's getting a little late for him. It's getting a little late. And this whole drama with his parents, I don't know. That's not a good look. That's not Landon Donovan-esque.
Well, look, I think we're all hoping for like the next Landon Donovan, whatever form that comes in. But we gotta give credit to where it's due. I think he set the foot forward for all the players moving forward, and I think there can only truly be one Landon Donovan. So let's finish with that. You know what? I'm gonna finish with the picture that makes Roy sad.
I'm fine.
All right, we'll just end here. We'll just end here, and we'll see everyone next week. And congrats again to a U.S. soccer legend. See you guys next week.